Welcome to the Care to Share podcast, brought to you by Oakland Care, a luxury care home provider in the southeast of England. I'm Rachel. Each episode I will be joined by guests to talk about what you need to know when moving a loved one into a care home. We will give you practical advice and also show you what life is like inside our care homes to show you the truly positive side of elderly care. Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Care to Share podcast. Today, Tasha and myself are joined by Bruno, who is a resident at our Hastings Court Care Home, and Siobhan, who is our Client Relations Manager at Hastings Court, who's been on the podcast previously. Bruno's been at Hastings Court since June last year, so almost a year. He was born in India and moved to the UK in 1965, and today we're going to talk to Bruno about his background, his life at Hastings Court, and his experience of moving into an Oakland care home and living in an Oakland care home, so he can give us an insight into what life is really like as a resident in one of our care homes. Welcome, Bruno.
Thank you.
How are you today?
I'm fine, thanks. I'm fine. Yeah, it's lovely and warm. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm going to take that. Actually, it's quite warm in here. I'm going to do a bit of a strip. Okay. No, I'm fine, Rachel. I'm fine.
Oh, good. Yeah, like you say, nice sunshine. Nice to see the sunshine, isn't it?
Beautiful.
Finally.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So
if you want to tell us a bit about yourself and your background to start with.
Okay. Now, you got those facts right about me being born in India, which I was in 1952. And then when my dad decided to come over to the UK in 62, we had to stay behind to finish off a few things at school, etc. And then in 1965, I came across with my mum and my older sister and a couple of younger siblings. That we travelled from Bombay, which is now Mumbai, by ship, and that was very exciting for a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
I started my teenage life in the UK. That was very exciting, and a long train journey from where we lived to Mumbai, and then on the ship, which took 15 days. And the route that we came through, the Red Sea, you can do it now, but there's a lot of stuff going on over there. So we actually were very lucky as we got through the Red Sea and the Suez Canal to get into the Mediterranean Sea. That just after we'd done that, 1960, because we got to the UK in 65. This is all coming from memory now. I haven't written it. And they'd shut the Suez Canal down.
Right.
So we just missed it by literally a few days.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And had we been blocked, and we would have had to come all the way back, all the way around South Africa and to Southampton. But thankfully that didn't happen, but we just missed that. But the journey actually was, I was only a 12-year-old boy, going on 13, and it was really exciting for me because my mum did all the heavy stuff, if you know what I mean. We were just running around, me and my younger brother. My older sister was helping mum, and we actually got to Marseille and across France to Calais, and then to, I think it was what we got, Dover, and what's the other? Folkestone. We got to Folkestone. Yeah. So we actually literally landed in the UK. If I remember correctly, it was my sister's birthday the next day, 10th of July, 1965.
Wow, you remember the date, yeah. Oh.
And I mean, that was just, what I told you was just a brief thing, but I'll tell you.
Yeah.
There were no cameras, no video footage or whatever. But all the memories that I had, most of them, apart from being seasick, because we were right down in the bowels of the ship. And because when we hit a storm crossing the Arabian Sea, we were all in our beds. We couldn't get up, and being sick. But the rest of the journey was lovely. It was beautiful.
Yeah, no, that's really interesting to hear. I was saying before, I've spoken to Bruno before. My mum came also on a ship from India, but she said she doesn't have as good of a memory as that. She just tells us that it took her 6 weeks. But maybe where you've said they shut the Suez Canal, that is maybe the reason why it took her 6 weeks. I don't know whether it took her 6 weeks and she just can't remember properly, but that's what she's always said, and she was the same. She was about 10. She must have been about 10, 11, and said it was just this massive adventure. And
it was.
It must
it
have
was
been,
an adventure.
Yeah, something. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, I finished off my schooling in the UK, and then after that I worked for the electricity board in the admin office, and then local authorities like Westminster City Council,
right.
Lambeth Council, Merton Council, and now I'm free of all of that, and I'm in a lovely care home. I tell you, it's lovely, really is.
Oh.
I didn't expect it to be like this, because my idea of a care home was completely different. But the carers here are lovely, the staff here are lovely, and I wouldn't say it's a holiday camp, but it's really nice.
Sometimes it does look like a holiday camp.
Yeah. Well,
the pictures and the videos we see.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't really realise that. Come around here, and this is like a nice quiet family. Yeah,
we've come round the opposite side of the floor that Bruno lives on. So Bruno's sort of on the right hand side of the home, and we're on the same floor. And we've just come round to a room on the left hand side, and it went on an adventure.
I mean, it was
quiet because you're not in it. That's why
new territory for me.
Yeah, a bit of exploring.
Because I come out of my room. And I go down to the cinema room for cinema lunch most days, and then we have entertainment, music and what have you. Well, I don't think there's anything on today.
There's a quiz this afternoon.
Is there?
Yeah, there's a quiz this afternoon.
Oh yeah, I take part in the quiz, and up to now, the team that we represent, and I'm part of, we've won it all the time. We've won it since the last 6 weeks or so.
Really? Oh.
Yeah. Yay!
Oh, you're not going to move.
We've got this absolute wealth of knowledge and wealth of, random facts, I suppose.
Yeah.
The other residents have got this absolute wealth of information.
And the other thing, Rachel, is that as long as I've got my TV to see my sport, particularly on a Saturday, with the football and all the other sport that goes on, I'm quite happy. At the moment, I'm watching, I don't know if you've heard of, if you might have done, you may not be interested in the sport. It's called the IPL, which is a cricket competition held in India. It's a T20 competition, and that's going on at the moment. So, and of course, I won't go on about it, but we've got all that sport coming along.
Yeah.
Like the Euros and
you've got that. Yeah. Have you got plans to show? What are your plans for kind of showing that in the home, and will you make a big deal out of that, or?
Yeah, there'll be in the cinema room downstairs where you have cinema.
Yeah.
We'll things like tournaments and stuff we put on there.
Yeah, they've got a massive, great big screen. It's about 5 or 6 times bigger than that.
Huge, isn't it? Yeah. And you watch all your sport on Sky, don't you?
Yeah, I watch it on Sky or on BBC when they have the WSL. I mean, I like all sorts of sports, the Women's Super League and what have you.
Sorry, could you tell us a little bit about like a typical day for you in Hastings Court? And you did mention about how things were different to what you would have expected. So could you tell us how they're different as well? So what you do day to day, and how that's different to what you would have thought when you first moved in.
Well, to be honest with you, all I knew about care homes is when I went to visit someone I know, my partner, my ex-partner, not ex-partner, she's no longer with me. She passed away. And just going to see her mum, who's still alive. She's 96. And my image of a home was, where they all sit down in the lounge and they've got the TV on and they sit there. I don't know if it's a rude thing for me to say, but they just sit there like zombies, some of them, and they just watch the TV, whether it's registering or what, I don't know. And yes, they get fed obviously regularly, and the medication is given regularly. But when I came to Hastings Court, it was an absolute eye-opener. It looked like a boutique hotel to me. You had the bistro bar, and I went to sort of pay for it, and they said, no, it's kind of on the house.
It's inclusive, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And in the cinema lunch, you can go out for days. Like there's a guy called Paul here drives the bus. Yeah, you can't take too many people, but I've been out on sort of trips with him. I've been down to see Hastings Football Club. Okay. One of our, what do you call him? He's a lifestyle,
the lifestyle.
He's a lifestyle guy, and he invited me to come down, and we went to watch Hastings, which is just down the road from the home.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I saw a picture of you on Facebook on a boat as well. Not long
yeah.
Having a little tootle about on the seaside.
Yes, we went to Rye Harbour. No, we went to Rye Harbour.
Yeah.
That was lovely. That was,
Yeah.
I went out with a couple of the elderly residents here, and that was a nice little trip. It was a beautiful day, and we saw the seals.
Yeah,
lovely.
The live thing as well.
Yeah. Oh, nice. So have you made friends?
I've got.
Yeah.
Sometimes the people here, I suppose it's because of my personality or whatever, forget that I'm a resident. They think I'm part of the,
the team.
Yeah, and I go out round the back where they've got a nice convenience spot for people who want to smoke, and most of the people who smoke are the workers, the employees, right? And I'm the only resident.
You are now, yeah.
Yeah. There was another lady, but I'm the only resident who goes out. Yeah. And sometimes I'm wondering whether they think I've been put there as a spy to take information for the management and what have you. But we get on quite well, the carers here and what have you. And in fact, my daughter Tabitha's father-in-law, here's one for you, actually stays in the same home, but he's 97, and I'm going to be 72 this year.
So he came first, didn't he?
Yeah, he was here first, because you went to.
I went to. He came first, and then Bruno was like,
"Is that how you found out about the home, or did you?"
Well, that was all done. My daughter and her husband Peter, whose father it is, who's here. I don't know how they went about it. I was staying with my daughter, and then literally after a few visits, and I didn't even realise that Siobhan came down, but and then I ended up here. I did go with my daughter. There was a couple of homes recommended, but the first one she took me to, and I said, "Don't bother going to any more." I didn't really like the feel of it, or the look of it. But as soon as I came here, as I said, it's so friendly, a lovely, easygoing atmosphere, and the staff here, they're good. They're really good. Yeah. I can't say any more than that, really. It's...
that's amazing to hear.
Yeah.
Sounds like you really are happy. And
yes,
it's nice that you've got almost family with you as well. You're with your daughter.
Yeah, I get visits from So I get visits from my daughter. Yeah.
The cinema is something that's resident led. So basically, the residents like you do sometimes do, you want to sit and watch a movie and eat your lunch, what have you. And they tend to pick films that you wouldn't necessarily think would be in a care home. So they'll generally have some sort of action hero and lots of guns and swearing. So it's just about promoting normal life and independence, isn't it? So
absolutely.
Everything that would be outside is still...
And there are a couple of people who come in here for respite. And I was talking to her, and she said she's never seen so many films like she has since she moved into Hastings Court. She comes for 3 weeks, 2 weeks, or whatever. But no, people have given a choice what they want to pick, and it's never been a problem. Like everyone wants to watch that, or I want to watch that, I don't want to watch that, or whatever. So
it's quite nice watching films.
It is nice, yeah. It's a group, it's very social. Like you're not just stuck in your room watching on your own. That's really nice. And like you say, you've been on day trips, and you mentioned before that your family, are they taking you to a concert?
Well, actually,
or has that been and gone?
No, it's not yet. It's coming up.
But... the next bank holiday weekend, which is the 26th, I think, or the 27th. My grandson and his partner got me a ticket. And they're going as well, obviously, with a great grandson and what have you, to see the what are these boys' names now?
It's a reggae festival. But,
it's with David Rodigan and a couple of other reggae artists.
It's on the pier, isn't it? You go to in Hastings, and there's lots of concerts there.
I mean, these guys have come through YouTube and all that, and they used to busk. Did I mention to you the other day?
I can't remember. There's a poster in your room.
Yeah, there's a poster.
You did tell me, and I can't remember. I think you said it was. There's loads of bands on there, especially all through the summer, and it's a really good place.
Yeah, it's on the pier.
Music,
It's on Hastings Pier. And
that sounds lovely.
My son's coming down with his wife. My younger daughter's coming with my grandson, other grandson, and her husband, and my daughter Tabby and her Peter. Some of them have sort of planned ahead. They've booked like Airbnbs, and all that. To stay the night before.
We didn't have any rooms available.
No, you're fully booked, aren't you?
So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, no, that sounds lovely. No, it's nice that you're still doing that. And do your family live close by?
My daughter lives about 20 minutes by car from here. She lives in a place called Cripps Corner, which I don't know if you know the area, but you're from East London, aren't you, or North London?
Essex. Yeah, East.
She doesn't live too far. Melanie lives a bit further. She lives in Mitcham. Damien, my son, lives in Ashford. So they're not too far away, Tabby's the nearest, the one who comes to see me most of the time.
Yeah.
But I think there's people often say to me, like, oh, am I allowed to, when somebody comes into the care home, am I allowed to take them out? Or I was saying, it's not prison.
Yeah. I think that is a big misconception, isn't it? That you would have to be, but obviously there's different levels of care required for residents.
Of course,
if you're able to go out, then of course, and that's great. It is like your home, really, isn't it? So why wouldn't you be able to come and go? Yeah,
it's great. And you know what? You may or may not believe what I'm going to say, but I look forward to coming back to the home when I go out.
Do you? Yeah. That shows it really is home, doesn't it?
Yeah. And you know
when you look forward to going home, then
And the other good thing about the location of the home is that as you come out the front door and turn right, you've got a pub down there called the Conference. So when people come to see me, I'll say, well, come and meet me at X time, X wherever. We'll go to the Conference March. And as you said, Siobhan, as long as you've got someone who you know and you're mobile, which thankfully I'm still mobile, but sometimes I forget that I'm not as mobile as I used to be. So when I go out to the Hastings front with my daughter, she says, hold on to me, Dad. And I thank thank her for doing that, because Peter, her husband, he walks.
He's very tall, isn't he?
He's very tall,
he walks very quickly.
One footstep would take me about 10, I think.
Oh no!
It's and I don't realise how puffed out I get, how tired I get. Right. But it's nice to be able to get out with someone there that who could help you, with your mobility. But in the house here, in the home here, I should say, my mobility is fine. And I just come out of my room, walk down, get the lift down, or walk down the steps.
Or go in the garden, don't
you? And we got some lovely gardens here. I don't know if you've been. Have you been here, Rachel?
Yeah, I have been. I just haven't been for a while. I have been. I will come soon, but I've been. Many times. Yeah,
you must do that. We can have a nice cappuccino in the bistro.
I know. It's lovely. It's lovely. The bistro is lovely at Hastings Court.
Yeah,
and like you say, the atmosphere of the home. And everything.
The visitors appreciate having, because it's as much about you, isn't it, as it is for the people that come and visit you.
Yeah.
And I think we very much focus on the residents, but it's just as important that the families have that space to come and visit, and they've got somewhere welcoming, somewhere they can sit and have a visit, that doesn't feel,
and
again,
comfort.
care home, right?
Yeah.
And it's like a bistro or, like a little cafe type area.
It's beautiful.
It's lovely. Always cakes, nice cakes there, and fruit, and it's lovely. It's always a pleasure to come.
I've got to watch the cakes and all that, because I'm not doing a lot of exercise.
I
put on a bit of weight, and also my diabetes. It's not very good. The nurses here, they keep a very good, close check. And when you get your coffee and tea and that, which is, sometimes I say to myself, I've just had a coffee and a pastry, and the food just comes at you all the time. Right?
Feeding you well.
When I first came here, Rachel, I could hardly walk, and I had the aid of a stick, because I've been taking all this medication, and they sorted that out for me, so I don't have to have all the medication, and I find that I'm able to move around a lot easier. I get a bit lazy because I'm watching the TV most of the time, but no, it's lovely, Rachel. I can't sort of sing.
No, that's so lovely to hear. We can tell how happy you are there. And it's really lovely to hear everything that you do and how you have continued to enjoy your life. Even, like you say, there's a misconception that when you go into a care home, you're kind of just sat in a chair, and it's because a lot of people have experienced seeing that, but it's definitely not the case for our homes.
No,
and, it's really
as I found out, that was my. Excuse me, that was my fear. And being in a home where you're in an environment, what I perceive to be a care home environment. But, my kids are always telling me, like, you're on the Facebook again with a glass of wine in your hand,
Well, you haven't got water, you've got to drink some.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, thank you so much for talking to us today. Like I say, it's really good to hear from someone that's living in one of our homes, and we're really pleased that you're so happy. So, thank you.
I am. When I'm not, I'll let Siobhan let you know.
No, please don't. I'll let her deal with that.
Nice talking to you guys.
Thank you for listening to the Care to Share podcast. We hope you found the information in this episode useful. You can find out more about Oakland Care at www.oaklandcare.com. You can also follow the Care to Share podcast on Instagram at care2share_podcast. Please also remember to rate and review the podcast.